Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another food bank haul for you. Now this is our local food bank. You're allowed to go once a day if you need to. I like to go once a week. I feel like that really helps supplement my family, and then I do other grocery shopping as well and just kind of fill in the holes of what we need. Now at this food bank they have different limits based on your family size. We are a family of 6. It's me, my husband, our 3 children, and my mother-in-law currently. So that means we usually get 2 portions of each. Now, unless they have an abundance of something, and then it's take as much as you can handle. So when they have moments like those, I really like to take advantage of that and stock up on whatever it is that they're willing to give you an abundance of, because anything that's not taken by the end of the day gets thrown into the trash. And it just really hurts my soul to think that food that I could have saved and preserved is going to end up in a trash can. If you're new here, I'm Carolina and I live in Montana. I have 3 children that I homeschool, and my husband is a mechanic. We do live off of one income, so I can stay home and homeschool the children, and I was forced to be a little more resourceful in how we go about our grocery budget. And that's when I first discovered our local food bank. The food bank has helped me so much in being able to not only feed my family healthy, quality foods, but to give me the opportunity to have a stockpile without having to spend these outrageous inflation prices. If you're in the same situation where you're feeling like you need the extra help, you have enough food to get by, but you don't have any stockpiled, I really hope you consider going to your local food bank. That's what they're there for, is to help not only the homeless or the destitute, but to help the working poor, those who need that little extra help to get by. Those who have 2 incomes, but they still can't make ends meet. Those who are going out and pulling odds and ends jobs, who have 2 jobs. Those who are drowning in medical bills, in college debt, in electricity bills, in food grocery bills. It is okay for you to utilize the food bank as well. A lot of these food banks, if they don't get used, their programs get shut down. Lots of these food banks, if people don't show up, the leftover food gets thrown away. So this is food that could be given to you that you can use to stretch your budget, to stock your shelves, to have that food security you need, plus you're fighting the food waste. Food waste in the United States is absolutely atrocious. Now I'm going to be leaving a list of resources below, so if you feel like you need some help or if you know somebody who needs help, please check those out and copy and paste and send those to whoever you need to send those to help get some kids fed. So what I do on my channel is I show you my food bank hauls and what I get at my local food bank. I show you how to can and preserve them, and I also do a lot of pantry cooking of just things that I have around the house. So if that's the kind of content you're into, I hope you would consider subscribing. We have a lot of fun around here. Also, if you post any mean comments, I'm going to post them on Facebook, and we're going to have a little chuckle about it. So if you like to have that kind of fun, make sure you check out my Facebook group below. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get into this haul. The first thing I'm going to talk about is this apple pie at Costco. Now, I did this haul yesterday, so I did bring this stuff home, and a wandering, hungry husband found the pie in the middle of the night. But look how big this thing is. Oh, Costco, I love you. So this is an apple pie. I told husband we could easily just I was thinking I could split this up and put them in canning jars and then throw them in the freezer so I can have them stacked and you'll have a portion of apple pie. And he's like, or we could just eat it all right now. Well, decisions, right? And then in the extra bin, they had this huge thing of flatbread. It kind of looks like flatbread tortillas. You see that? Definitely looks like a restaurant item because it has that long zipper and a thing here that you pull to open it, you know, like tortillas. I don't know, I'm thinking Subway. What do you guys think? But this is definitely flatbread material, am I right? So I'm just gonna put this in the freezer as is kind of my plan, and we'll be having some flatbreads. They had this mystery bag of blue pasta. I mean, it's not labeled. It's from one of our really good organic stores, the Good Food Store in Missoula. What do you guys think? Do you think it's wheat or maybe just blue pasta? It looks like there's a couple of different colors in there. I don't know. It might be fun. Maybe for one of my mystery box challenges. If you're new here, I also like to do mystery cook-offs. I'm going to be doing them live. Hopefully every Saturday night is kind of my plan, where I will have a mystery group of items that my husband and kids will pick. I won't know what's in them. And then I actually have a mystery item that was mailed to me that I'm going to open live, and I have to include that in the meal that I'm making. So if that's something that you're into, I hope you would check that out. I'm going to start doing it Saturday nights around 6 p.m. Mountain Time. is kind of my plan. So stick around for that. We'll have a lot of fun doing that. All right, they also have this bag of cereal. I'm thinking it's Honey Nut Cheerios because you kind of see that shiny glaze, whereas regular Cheerios are just dull, you know? But I have no idea what it is. It's a mystery one, but my kids will eat it. They had a 5-pound bag of unbleached flour. Now, I got the exact same bag last week. Like I said, I like to go once a week, and if they have something there that is offered and you're allowed one of them, even if I got the same thing last week and I haven't even opened this yet, I'm gonna take the one that's offered to me this week. That's how you get a stockpile going. You don't need, oh, I got that last week, I don't need it. If they're offering it to you, take it. Make 2023 your year of not declining any free stuff. Anything free that is offered to me, I usually take it. I mean, unless it's like junk or something, but if it's offered to me, I take it. And I use that to save money to put towards other things that we need that we couldn't afford if it wasn't for the food bank. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying using stuff like this to stock your shelves and to have a stockpile. If they offered it to you that week and they're like, hey, we have abundance of it, do you want extra? Or if every week they offer you the same thing, because I haven't seen flour like this in over 2 months. So there'll be times where I go months without getting flour from the food bank and I was like, man, I'm sure glad I stocked up when they had it. Just a thought. They had some fettuccine, which is fun. So I got some of that. My kids got little painting things for Christmas. It was a 6-pack that I got at Costco and it had the 6 different ones and I just made them split it. So they each picked 2 and they each had their own paints and they all shared and they decided they want to put them on the counter for me. They're just so sweet. Like, why are they so sweet? Because when you're mad at them, but man, they get you with them sweetness, don't you? They got them cute little eyes and that smile. Darn kids. All right. And they had lots of bagels. It was take as much bagels as you want. There's usually tons of bagels at the food bank. So we like the cinnamon raisin ones. I grabbed one of those. These are not pre-sliced. These are the Costco ones. So I'm gonna get in here and slice these and switch these to a gallon Ziploc freezer bag and throw these in the freezer. So that way if I need one, I can pull it out and it's already opened. I don't have to worry about it thawing or having to throw it in the microwave. And if I just need one, I can grab it. Or if I need 5, I can grab them. And then they had an everything bagel, which these ones look pretty small. These are the Winco brand. And the small ones are perfect for like sandwiches because it helps. It's not those, you know, it's a little midget of a sandwich. So I like to get those for that. And the same thing, just chuck that in the freezer. Those are already pre-sliced. And then they had these bagel thins, which I've never tried before. And they have the everything seasoning on them, I think. Yes, it says it right here. So I went ahead and grabbed one of those, give those a try for some maybe quick wraps. And they had English muffins, and these ones do not have like the twist tie, so I don't think these are like ones that come from a store. These might be ones that were given to a restaurant or something, because they don't have it where you can reseal it, you know what I'm saying? And then they had whole milk. We were allowed to get 2 things of milk today, and they had 2 things of whole milk. This Kalispell Creamery is local to Montana, and it is so good. Like, it says cream on top because they literally have a chunk of cream on top. So I was super happy to get this one. This went out on the 2nd. Well, not, and by went out, it's just the sell by date. It's not necessarily the best by date, the you're gonna puke if you drink this by date. You know what I'm saying? It's just the store that has to sell it by that date, and if they don't, then it usually winds up at the food bank. So that's what that means. It's usually good for several weeks afterwards, honestly. It's just about what you feel comfortable, use your smell, taste it, things like that. But I am thinking of turning one of these into a cheese. Have you guys made mozzarella cheese from milk? We might give that a try. They had a little thing of rice-a-roni. I like to grab these and make add some chicken or something to it to kind of stretch it out and make it a whole meal. So I like it when I see these. I grabbed one of those. They had juice, so I just grabbed 1 apple juice. We don't really drink juice that much because it's still very sugary. I do water mine down, but it's nice to have every once in a while. Husband likes juice and the kids will ask for it. So it's nice to have just an extra one. And if you haven't seen the video where you can make your own jelly out of juice, I'll link that below for ya. And then they had so many muffins. I had gotten muffins last week, but they had different muffins this week, so I had to get those, right? So they had blueberry. There were 6, but you know, they got hungry. So I cut these in half and each kid got a half of one and then I ate half of one. But these other ones I'm gonna wrap in saran wrap and individually wrap them in saran wrap and put them in a freezer bag and get those in my freezer. And these ones are apple crumble muffins. Oh, these are so good. Very good, dangerously good. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these, wrapping up, so that way we're not forced to eat these all in a couple of days before they go bad. That's a good way for us to preserve them. I can grab it quick and either use it as a snack for my husband and his lunch, or I can send it with him for breakfast if he's running late, throw a coffee, one of these, and a cheese stick at him, and he's good out the door, you know what I'm saying? He better have good reflexes because I will throw them at him. And then for the frozen section, we are allowed to get 2 meats, and then they had extra frozen items, which I grabbed a frozen organic berry blend. We have a lot of smoothies around here, especially with popcorn. I like to do a smoothie and popcorn combined snack. They go well together. So that is going to be a great addition to our snack time. So I grabbed that. And meat-wise, for the options, if you're part of my Facebook group, you already got the sneak peek, but they had more 40-pound cases of peppered bacon ends. I'll throw a picture in right here to show you what I'm talking about. But they had cases and cases, a whole pallet of these actually, that he was putting in the freezer, and it was the same thing. You have to take the whole case because they don't have the means to break these down. I had just gotten a case of that like 2 weeks ago though, so I did not grab another one, and instead I chose some other meat options. Now these are more personally chosen for myself meat options. Like here are some sausage stuffed bacon wrapped jalapenos that are $8.75 for 5 of them. And I'm gonna cook these up and eat these all myself. I might give one to husband, but he doesn't like spicy too much. These just sound delicious. And you know what? If they have stuff like this and you're the only one who likes it, come on. I got a pork roast for them last time. We'll do this and mama can have a little pleasure, right? And then they had imitation snow crab, Alaskan snow crab. Only $5 for this, which isn't too bad. But I do have some egg roll wrappers, and I've been wanting to try to make homemade crab ragoons. Now the wrappers for the crab ragoons are square wonton wrappers, and I have egg rolls, which are rectangle egg roll wrappers, or bigger square ones. So I could try and figure out some way to do that, or I could just make crab ragoon egg rolls. I don't see a problem in that, but that might be something that we're whipping up here from this haul. Well, that's all I got from my haul this week, you guys, but don't leave yet because I'm definitely going to be turning this milk into some mozzarella cheese, so you hang tight. Hey everybody, so it is the next morning. I'm gonna use my whole milk that I got from the food bank. It's the cream on top Kalispell Creamery brand, you know, the one I like. So this is the perfect type of milk. Raw milk obviously works the best. You wanna use whole milk, ultra pasteurized if you can. You don't want it ultra pasteurized. You don't really want to substitute any other kind of milk. This will not work with almond milk or anything. You need the protein of the milk itself to make this cheese. So I'm going to be using this whole milk, and the only other ingredients you need besides that is some citric acid and some rennet. This is organic vegetable one. There's also animal rennet. This is the vegetarian one, and citric acid. Both of these are linked in the description box below if you are in need of these. And let's get this started. This is gonna take under 30 minutes and we'll have ourselves a fresh ball of mozzarella cheese. So let's get in close and I'll show you what to do. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is mix 1.5 teaspoons in with 1 cup of cold water. Just wanna mix it till it's all dissolved. The citric acid is what's gonna separate the curds from the whey. So this is why you need it. And then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of the rennet to the water. This is a 1/4 cup of cold water as well. There we go. All right, this is going back in the fridge. You need to store this in the fridge. First thing we're going to use is the citric acid and the milk. So let's head over to the stove. Alrighty, we are at the stove. I'm going to use my Dutch oven enamel pot here. This milk is cold. Alright, now that's in there. Let's whisk I'm gonna have a good whirlpool motion going before I add in the citric acid. Just make sure it's all incorporated. Okay. And that's what's gonna start separating the cheese. So we're gonna start, so we are going to heat this up to 90 degrees is what we're looking at, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is at 52. I know. So we're just gonna let this go, heat up till it's 90 degrees. At a low heat, I'm gonna put it on like a 7 so it doesn't heat up too fast and doesn't scorch. I'm gonna try and calibrate my thermometer. So to calibrate it means you just wanna make sure that it's at the right temperature. So you know freezing water is at 32. So I'm gonna put this in a thing of cold ice water, and if it reads 32, then I know it's calibrated. If it doesn't, then I know that it's off by some degrees. Yeah, it looks like it's only reading 42. Well, that's good to know. It's always good to know. Let's see, move it around a bit. 37. Oh, battery's low apparently. BO. Man, gotta change the batteries. Okay, now 36. Alright, that's going a little better. Last thing you want is your thermometer to be off, even by a couple of degrees. Yep, so this is reading 35. So it looks like mine's high by about 3 degrees. Because it should read 32 and it's reading 35. So I will deal with recalibrating that later. But for now, we know that we need to go to 93 because this is a little, my thermometer is 3 degrees higher. Oh wait, no. If it's 3 degrees higher, then I need to go under 3 degrees, right? Yeah. So I need to go to 87. There we go. So we're gonna heat this up to 87 degrees and then we'll take it off. Right now it's at 70. All right guys, we're almost there. We're at 85. We're trying to get to 87. 86.5. Remember, you're trying to get to 90, but I need to, my thermometer's off. 87 right there. So we're gonna turn this off and take this off the heat. Yeah, the handle's broken, but she still works. All right, now we are going to add the rennet. Now this is what's, the citric acid is what's gonna separate the cheese, is what's gonna curdle the milk. Okay, the citric acid is what curdles the milk, but this rennet is what separates the cheese from the whey. Now count to 25. 25. All right, you count to 25 to make sure that's all stirred up. We're gonna put a lid on it and it's gonna sit for 5 minutes. All right guys, our 5 minutes are up. Now, if it's not to this point for you, you can let it sit a little longer, but you can see how the curd just starts separating in the whey. So you're gonna take a knife here, long one, and just start running it through. Well, obviously it's gonna give you zero trouble at all. Come here, hey, quit running around here. The cheese is like, no, please, don't cut me. All right, you're gonna go all the way down to the bottom. Try not to scratch up your pot, but you're just gonna be cutting this in little chunks because you want this to be kind of small and cubed. Well, you know, I'm cutting the cheese and it's not even stinky. Arr, 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 arr. And there we go. And then I'm gonna kind of like come down at an angle a little bit to try and cut some of it up some more. To make little cubes, you know what I'm saying? That's my goal. All right, just like that. Now this goes back to the stove. We're going to heat this up, medium-high heat again. So I have it at like a 7 is what I mean by medium-high. And we're gonna get this up to 105. So I'm gonna do 103 on my thermometer. And you wanna like slowly stir it, but you don't wanna go too fast or hard. You don't wanna, that's what she said. You don't wanna break up your cheese. You just, because that'll make it kind of cloudy, so it's no big deal if you do it, just, you know, for cosmetics. Okay, so let this sit. When it comes back to 105, I'll bring it back. All right, our cheese is done. So back off the heat. And that one didn't even take 5 minutes to bring back up, so not very long at all. And this is the point where you're going to strain. Actually, here, I'm gonna do this. This is my cheese bowl. I'm gonna strain the curds from the whey here. So we're done with this for now. Make sure your hands are clean. You're just gonna, now if this is too hot for you, you can wear gloves. This is really not that hot. It's just like warm. You know, it's only 100 degrees, so you don't want to squeeze out all of it. Just the excess, like look at that coming out. And then we'll put this in a bowl. Alright, I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of some kosher salt, just for some flavor. And then we're just going to mix this and stretch it. Alright, so we're going to warm this up in the microwave. We're going to keep this liquid in there, and we're going to do 15 seconds, and it'll help make it more pliable, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this in the microwave for 15 seconds, just as is. Alright, so that was 15 seconds. Alright, I'm going to pour off some of this whey here. Oh, it's a little easier. All right, and you still have, it's supposed to stick together. It's not really sticking together. It's supposed to be stringy. So I'm going to do this for 15 more seconds in the microwave. All right, that was 15 more seconds. Yeah, it's a little warmer now. Oh, this is supposed to sit. All right, so we're just gonna let this sit for like 5 minutes. All right, let's see if this is a little more. I might have removed it from the water too fast. So the part where I went wrong was I was supposed to let it sit 5 more minutes on the stove separated from the whey. Once it reached 105, and I got eager and just put it in the bowl to let it start straining. So that could be why it's not getting super smooth. Try not to get liquid everywhere. Now you're supposed to be able to just like kind of push it up through your hands and be able to make a nice ball. I don't know. Let me go try heating it up one more time. Maybe that'll help. That seems to be working a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of like try and squeeze it down. Dog hair, gosh, it's everywhere. Oh, that helped, okay. So maybe I just didn't have it warm enough. You see how it's kind of forming a ball there? So that's a good thing about this cheese. It's very forgiving. It is a very good basic first cheese if you need to make it. Like this is, dishwasher says hi. This is the first cheese I've really made before. We did used to have goats. We do want to get goats again because I would love to make my own cheese. Look at that. So it doesn't get you too much, 1 gallon. Got me this here. And they said, you know, if it's still stiff like this, just heat it up a little more. So let me do 15 more seconds. All right, let's see if that helped. Oh yeah, it helped, look at that. See, look, I gave up too fast. Oh yeah, now it's getting that nice sheen to it. You can make this into any size balls that you want. Oh yeah, there's a nice one, look at that. Awesome, there we go. That's our cheese. Obviously, you want to eat it right away, but this can store up to 3 to 5 days in the fridge. You can also shred it when it's cold. Then you can take it to your grater and give it a shred. Nice. Go. Now all this whey here that I have, I'm just going to feed this to my chickens. It's really good for them. There are lots of other things that you can do with this. If you're a cheesemaker and you've had leftover whey, please list in the comments below any other uses that you have for the whey. What do you do with it? Because, you know, this looks like good stuff, but this was the main prize. I threw some buttered Dave's Killer Dave bread into the broiler. Oh yeah, look at that slice. I'm gonna put this in the oven and see what kind of meltage we get. So it came out and I took a bite. I thought I was filming, but I was not, but it just came out of the oven. Already got a bite. Look at that. Well, I'd say the stretch factor is there. Whoa. That's so good. Who knew homemade cheese would be so easy? And just like that, we have homemade mozzarella cheese from an extra gallon of milk that normally would have gotten thrown away if it wasn't donated to the food bank. You know, I really want to encourage you guys to step out of your comfort zone, make some cheese, try something new. This was my first time doing that. I kind of fumbled with it a little bit, but I bet you the next time I make it, it's gonna go smooth as cake. Make sure you give this video a like for me, and if you or anybody you know are needing some food, please check out the resources below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Bairds.